So back to 500 the Lakers go. And you know who they lost to tonight? That was shorthanded? The Memphis Grizzlies. They were missing Dylan Brooks and John Morant due to health and safety protocols. And I believe Dylan Brooks, his was more like last minute within like the last 24 hours or so. And John Morant, he is coming off a leg injury, but he also entered health and safety protocols. So they were shorthanded, missing two of their better players tonight. And that means Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. had to carry the load offensively, and they did, because the Lakers can't defend the perimeter, and they get cooked by any good guard or wing, and it's been happening all year. They got cooked by Jeremy Grant. They let Kate Cunningham have a good game against them. Malcolm Brogdon had like 25. Jason Tatum 34, 14 straight in that Celtics win, and of course in the Celtics loss he had 37 points. Yeah, they can't guard any good wings or guards this year. Oh yes, I forgot to mention DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Lonzo Ball demolishing them, combining for 91 fucking points. Like, they can't defend the perimeter at all. So it's not surprising that they got, torched again. But another thing that isn't surprising is Vogel's lineups. He tried out the lineup of Avery Bradley, Towns Horton Tucker, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook. And crazy thing is, they had a good first quarter, but then it really teetered off in the second once LeBron went out for rest. And then after that, they just really couldn't get anything going. I mean, Anthony Davis had 22 and 8, but you would ask me what I thought his stats were, because I watched this game, only missed a couple of minutes when I went to get food to go to the bathroom. I would have thought this was a 15 and 6 type of game from him tonight, because it just didn't feel impactful or meaningful with those stats. And like, I know we killed Trae Young, Devin Booker in the past, even Russell Westbrook for for having meaningless stats or empty stats don't lead to wins. But when I tell you, in some of these losses, AD has like the most useless 25 and 12 I've ever seen. Like, even the Celtics game, I believe he had like 31 and 8 that game, and they got blown out by 20. He just has some, the least impactful numbers in these games, and they'll like be good numbers, like 31 and 8. That's a good ass game, but like, they feel so just worthless with AD. Like, they really do. And then even the team wins like 15 and 7 the other night against the Celtics. Or was it 17 and no, it was 17-17. But like, his offense is just like, ugh, man. Yeah, AD just hasn't been good at all this year, and like, Charles Barkley gave him a lot of criticism, and the only thing that he said that was wrong was that he's 27. But everything else when it comes to him, being called soft, him not having that hunger, that drive, whatever, yeah, they're right. Everything else that Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, all that criticism they levied against him, they're right. Like, yeah, this team isn't good defensively, and he has to erase a lot of guys' mistakes, but like, that's just times where he's just not bringing it at all on both sides of the court, and he's just sleepwalking his way through it. Like, I believe his stats are like 24 and 9, which is good. Like, you'll love to have a player that's giving you 24 points, 9 rebounds, a block, an assist, and a steal here or there every night. You would love to have that. But when they feel so worthless to 80, they feel so damn worthless. Like, I just don't know how to explain it and quantify it. Like, it's pretty amazing how he gets have such good numbers, right? And they don't mean jack shit on a night-to-night basis. It's pretty amazing. And LeBron James had a 20-point triple-double tonight. His 100 triple-double. It's been a while since he had one with the Lakers, I believe since like the last year and a half or so. So while that's cool, didn't really mean much. I mean, he had 5 turnovers in the first half. He cleaned up in the second. But the Lakers, they just didn't have it to guard anyone in the second half. Melo was god-awful defensively. Malik Monk only had like 6 points. Yeah, it's the Lakers, and like, this isn't surprising to me now, because it's like what the team is. That they are a 500 team. They're not a good team, because good teams beat other good teams, and they beat shit up bad teams. The Lakers can't do either. Like, they barely beat bad teams. They'll get beat by bad teams, and they don't have a chance against any good team in the league. So there's that. They're 500. The roster is poorly constructed. Vogel does the same dumbass shit with his lineups that, neutralizes his own players by having 5 non-shooters out there at a time. And yeah, it's what we have. When it came to LeBron James' post-game comments, he mentioned energy, how he wanted that to translate to the rest of his teammates, how it didn't. I can't blame LeBron for not having the energy to play, 36 minutes a night when he's 37 years old. Well, he'll be 37 years old next few weeks. But I can't blame him not having that energy not year in, year out, but night in and night out. I mean, he's old. He's an older player. But this is why you don't sign a bunch of old ass players in the offseason, because you need young legs to run, literally to run for 82 games regular season. Like every 50-50 ball when it came to the boards, they lost. Every loose ball when it came to getting on the floor, they lost. Like that's the Lakers. They don't have that effort, they don't have that energy, and it's partially because they have a bunch of older veterans that just want to coach out the regular season. And I'm not saying championships are won in November and December, but those good habits to win a championship are, and they don't have any good habits for playoff basketball. They don't. Like, another issue when it comes to that defense, they got a lot of guys just ball watching, and that's why they're always getting beat. And you have everyone coasting on this team like they won a championship. The only guys that won a championship on this current roster are LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, and Tal Horton-Tucker. Everyone else is a new piece of the team, and they're coasting like they've been doing shit, or like they've been winning games. Like, they're coasting like they won 55 games, they got the third seed locked, and they got like a few games left in the regular season, and they just want to rest to keep anyone from getting hurt. Like, this team is 500. Nah, that's what genuinely pisses me off. Like, this team has all the antics of a team that's like just stomping the league right now. Like, they're the Golden State Warriors, or they're the Jazz, or they're the Suns with 18, 20, 21 wins, and they are 500. Playing like they're hot shit. That's what I really don't understand. You got guys crip walking during the game, you got LeBron doing the big ball celebration from Sam Cassell, and all these other antics, but they are a 500 team. Like, where's the urgency? Where's the consistent effort? I'm not saying they gotta win every damn game, but at least try. Give us a solid 48 minutes of play. And like, what this team does after they lose a game, after they lose a bad game, it's a bunch of bullshit PR responses. The energy's gotta be there for the full 48 minutes. We gotta close out the half better. Or I gotta be better. I have to play better. We have to play better. Blah, blah, blah. Or Anthony Davis saying we're going to 10, 11, 12 game winning streak. Blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? They'll go out and they'll play good against a real shitty team, right? They'll play good or win against a shitty team, and they start huffing and puffing their chest again, and then they go out and shit the bed. Like, oh my goodness, man. Like, they was really saying after they beat Detroit, after LeBron and Isaiah Stewart got ejected, that this was, a turning point in the season. Really? The fucking Detroit Pistons with Cade Cunningham and Jeremy Grant as their best players? The Detroit Pistons is a turning point in your season? When you got Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook, are you fucking serious? And then literally a few games after that, they give up 140 fucking points to the Sacramento Kings and lose in triple overtime. But Detroit was a turning point in this season. And guess what? The Kings were missing starters in that game, Raquan Holmes and Harrison Barnes, and they gave up 141 fucking points. Yeah, from this point forward, because being that this is a 500 team currently, just every win they get, I'm gonna be like, a win is a win. We'll see what they do in the next game. Because I don't believe this team's going to do anything in the playoffs until they can win at least 4 games in a row. That is the first challenge. Win 4 games in a row and then beat a good team. If they could do those 2 things, then I'll reevaluate my stance on this team. Because the next 4 games are the Magic, the Mavericks, and Timberwolves and the Bulls. Well, they're not winning 4 in a row right there. Because they'll either drop a game to a shitty team in this 4, or they'll get blown out by the Bulls. Basically, that first challenge is out the question when it comes to winning 4 games in a row. But they do have 3 opportunities of playing against good teams, the Bulls, the Suns, and the Nets. If they can play a quality game against those teams, maybe I'll reevaluate my stance. And then they play a quality game and win. Because I'm not here for moral victories or we played hard. Like that's for the fucking Rockets and the Thunder. When they play hard against good teams, they lose. Like, yeah, I don't care about the Lakers having a quality game against the Nets or the Suns. They need to actually win against a good fucking team. Crazy thing is, you could honestly pardon the question, is Anthony Davis a top 5 big right now? And I know that sounds fucking ridiculous. This coming from a Lakers fan, I know it sounds ridiculous. But he damn sure ain't better than Jokic or Embiid. Now those true traditional centers. He's not better than Giannis. Hell, you could say Rudy Gobert is outplaying him. And you could definitely say Rudy Gobert is outplaying him. And you're going to be really bold. You could say Jared Allen's outplaying him. Because he brings it every night on the defensive end. I know his offense isn't as good or as prolific as Anthony Davis, but he brings it every night, and he's had good games, consistently, and they're just a lot more impactful and meaningful compared to Anthony Davis's games. Like, I can't even get mad at the criticisms that people levy on Anthony Davis, like, because he goes out there and he proves them right with the way he plays in some of these games. Like, he really does. And like, I didn't even mention this whole regression when it came to his jump shooting as a whole, because he got free throws. They're down 8%. He's one of the worst jump shooters in the league based off his volume, and in the mid-range area, he's shooting 90% from 3. Like, I can't even get mad when people criticize him for not being that guy. And he doesn't even have to be, you know, the leader, the vocal leader on the team. He just has to play good. Again, I cannot stress this enough. I really do not like any of the antics I'm seeing for this team throughout the season, especially when they're not playing good and they're fucking showboating like they're one of the best teams in the league. And like, this is some shit that started off last year in the playoffs with LeBron James, with the whole shimmy, and you got Drummond on the sideline doing this shit in the Suns, and they went out and they lost that series. And you got guys just showboating every other game against teams that just aren't that good, acting like they're playing, you know, the best basketball we've ever seen. It's just annoying to see all these damn antics out there, and they're not a good team to back the shit up. Like, at least with JaVale McGee and the White Howard and that squad goofing around, they were actually, you know, winning games, blowing teams out, going on 6, 7, 8 game winning streaks. They was actually playing good basketball, so those antics didn't matter or bother me then. But like, this shit now, with the way guys celebrate so damn much, I don't like it, especially against fucking bad teams, man. And these dudes smiling and laughing and shit, and they down 10 points against a mediocre squad. It's whatever, bro. It's whatever, man. That whole like people thought that the free agency that Rob Pelinka did last year was a failure with the whole Dennis Schroeder, Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol signings, but this shit is cataclysmic right here. This is a cataclysmic failure, and it didn't take any inquisitive bright minds to see this, to know that the fit would be questionable at best, and how it looks like a bad fit on paper, and how you got a bunch of old guys who you worry about playing 82 games regular season. Like, this was all obvious, and like, I wasn't high on a lot of these signings. The only signing that I still like right now is Malik Monk. I'm gonna say the White Howard, because you just need a body at the 5 for AD as a backup. And who else? Yeah, I can't think of anyone else, because even though Ariza should be serviceable as a defender, he's 37. He's coming off an ankle injury. Like, seriously? We're relying on Trevor Ariza to save this team's defense? Are you fucking serious? Kendrick Nunn hasn't been played yet. THT got extended, and he doesn't look good at all, whether it's for this team or another team as a trade asset. Oh man. And of course, I didn't want the Westbrook trade. I didn't like the Melo rumors. I feel like they're going after a bunch of names, but they did that shit anyway. And now we're sitting here 26 games in, 500 after having one of the easiest schedules to start the year off. Like, one reason why I thought Lakers would be so damn good to start the year off is because how soft their fucking schedule was, and I wasn't crazy for fucking thinking that. But guess what? They lost to shitty teams, they got blown out by any fucking good team, and here we are. 500, 26 games into the season with this team, you know, maybe trying to make something shake at the trade deadline. I honestly do not know what this team is going to do at the deadline. And well, if you do anything, you got to get rid of THC and get someone back that could at least be a threat to shoot, just someone that they will respect, and you got to be able to defend the perimeter. Because you will not win any games playing this bad a perimeter defense in the playoffs. The shit will not get done. It simply won't. And you got to get better spacing, because they are going to dare Westbrook to shoot. Like, the Lakers did that shit against Westbrook when they played against the Rockets in the playoffs, in the bubble. So I don't know why they thought, you know what, man, I'm going to just end the video. I'm getting upset. But with that out the way, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.